Well, I'm sure the internet is rife and abound with many and rumors about mind uploading, mind control, what the Illuminati do that they're going to try to do for immortality. You'll hear these stories from Donald Marshall. He probably got them right off of Wikipedia, you know. So I'm gonna, but actually, there's something new that's out. There was actually a leading Google engineer that states that humans will become hybrids by the year 2030, and that by the year 2040, actually, we're going to be relegated to second class status, I guess, and robots will be taking over because they're going to actually be taking over our thinking. Now, I'm going to lead up to something else because if you're freaking out about this, it's I don't know if it's possible. It also could be like his prediction for Google cars or its driverless cars that they were going to happen by 2010, and he was wrong, but it took longer. But then again, there's a lot of different things, and also I want to go into something whereby people have been controlled through thousands of years in other methods. So if you think it's something new, it's a matter of I don't really think people freak out about things too much. It could be dangerous, but I'm a believer in free will. But it's a matter of do we want to allow this technology? But then I also think that it will backfire on the elite because if there's an intelligent robotic control system in place, I think it's almost going to go back to where like what happened with Rome, when it was invaded by the barbarians. They found out that the most high status people became the most low status people, and the lower status people who were good at making leather work for the horses, and the blacksmiths that know how to work with iron and make swords, and the people that know how to make things out of bricks and mortar, they became of a much higher status. It could totally backfire on the elite anyway, this control program. But anyway, I want to get on a couple things here. It's actually mind uploading. It's a theory. It's called and also there's not only mind uploading, there's mind copying and mind transfer. There's also, they say there's two methods, which is the copy transfer method or the gradual replacement of neurons method. Now, actually, they did a study where they injected a type of brain material from humans, some kind of neurons in mice, and they showed that these mice got much more intelligent. And I was like, wow, that is some freaky stuff. I actually put a video out on it a while ago, and to me that's creepy because it's almost like, man, I don't know if a human wakes up inside the mouse's head saying, what am I doing in here? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, man. It's some creepy shit. These guys are messing around with some stuff. I don't even know why they're bothered doing it. But, but this could also be where, a lot of people are digging up this type of information. Like you hear Donald Marshall talk about, I don't believe a lot of these guys. I look at it, but I don't necessarily believe it or disbelieve it. But, it's right here on Wikipedia, the immortality backup. Now, I know a lot of people that are very wealthy, they're looking to live forever, and they're trying to see backup plans to do so. Sure, they would like to transfer their brain and their whole mind and consciousness to a younger body and live another, 80, 100, 120 years or maybe more. But, I don't know if all this stuff is possible. The thing is, that as we progress with this technology, we start thinking we can control everything. But, on the other side of it is, at one time it was thought that the atom was the smallest particle in the universe, and then they found out, the atom wasn't. There's electrons floating around the nucleus. Then they found there's particles even smaller than that. That's the problem with, trying to attempt to do this technology. It's like nobody really understands the universe. They think they got it figured out, then all of a sudden they don't have it figured out. So, sometimes they could be messing with technology that could backfire on them and blow up in their face. But anyway, the way it goes here is that if Moore's law holds, which is about the computers, them doubling power every so many years, within a few decades, a supercomputer might be able to simulate a human brain at a neuron level at a faster perceived rate than a biological brain. And we do see this with mathematical calculations, but that's not the whole thing about the human brain. Now, I could say I do believe that there was a design of the universe. It wasn't a haphazard, just Big Bang, everything just haphazardly came together. There was some type of intelligent design. And, that does kind of, and I have to say kind of, reaffirm religion. But then again, there's a lot of conclusions a lot of people make from that. If you say there's an intelligent design, it just means, hey, give me money. I'm a 501(c)(3). I'm the guy that's telling you how it's going to be. And, form of religion, I think in a lot of ways, is BS. So, I'm not irreligious, but I'm not really formally religious. So if you want to know where my stance is, it's that's really where it is. But actually, there's kind of a keynote to this. It says in the article about attempting to mind upload information or to transfer consciousness or transfer a mind or copy a mind. It says it's very difficult because in the brain, every molecule is a powerful computer. And, every molecule, each molecule is a powerful computer. And when we need to simulate the structure and function of trillions upon trillions of molecules, as well as, so each molecule being trillions and trillions of them, as well as all the rules that govern how they interact, you would literally need computers that are trillions and trillions of times bigger and faster than anything existing today. And that's just what we know about. So it's a matter of, can this happen? It might happen partially. They're talking about that we're going to have our brains assisted with nanotechnology. But I see the danger is that we can have our brains controlled by nanotechnology. You see the Google glasses or whatever. Even there's new bicycle helmets now that have maps in them and things that could give you directions. We're always wired all the time, hardwired all the time. Everybody has a cell phone, but that's going to look like, like an ancient technology tablet rock compared to what happens in the future. We probably have, we'll probably have a computer on the inside of our eyelids for all I know that can display all the information and directly interact with our brain. IBM's already been experimenting with controlling computers with thoughts for decades, So, it's not out of the realm of impossibility that, our brain power can be greatly extended with computers. But as far as replaced, it's almost just like anything with a machine. Like, in other words, Paul Bunyan couldn't chop down a forest as fast as, a bunch of people with chainsaws, but that doesn't mean there isn't an intelligent control of how the new method works, In other words, we can't, so machineries help us to perform other tasks, and we're probably going to have machines in our brain, basically, to help us perform tasks better. In other words, a rotary file of, that we can recall anything we want at any time, especially on our trade, whatever it is, Say, for instance, you're a mechanic or a body shop or whatever. Hey, you can recall anything there is about any car there is because it's all uploaded in your brain. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to replace the human all the way. No way. So it just could be something that, but, the dangerous side to this with mind uploading is control. But I have to say that there's always been control, and I'm not knocking Islam here or anything like that, but I'm just saying it's just all religious leaders are, I think all of them. I don't care who the hell they are. I'm not too keen on them. I don't care where they come from or what. I do believe in the basic truths, but I'm not too cool on formal religion. I can tell you that right now. So, but really to control the masses has always been partly through religion. And if you grew up in Iran, you're going to be a Muslim, okay? You're going to be a Shiite Muslim. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, Okay? And if you're religious, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. But everything I've seen, the higher up they go, the worse they are. I have to say that. The higher up they go, the worse they are. So even in Islam, the higher they are, they're probably the worse they are. Christianity, Judaism, Hindu, the higher up they go, probably, in my opinion, more than likely, the worse they are. Usually you see the little people, quote unquote, I hate to call them the little people, they're not the ones that are famous and get all the rich rewards and everything. You know, I hear Jerry Falwell was a classic example, controversial example of many different things. He had some good aspects and bad aspects, but, you know, it's like, but this has been the control method. This has been. So if you're freaking out about control, I can tell you one thing. People have been allowing themselves to be controlled for thousands of years just through religion. But not only is that the case, there's also control through charismatic leaders. Now, I know some people think I hate Vladimir Putin. Actually, I do not. I think he's a cool guy. I just realize I know what he is. I know what he is. I know he's a guy that is out for number one. I respect him. Actually, if I knew this guy personally, I'd probably like him a lot, to tell you the truth, as a person. But what I get really aggravated is this guy is not doing anybody any favors, okay? And everybody in the world that's his fan thinks he's like this just guy that's out there to freaking save the world. And I'm like, get the hell out of here. He's out for freaking number one. He's out for number one. So, you know, I highly criticized him a lot. But actually, I don't hate this guy. I like him in a lot of ways. But that's not a new revelation. Don't tell me it's a new. I always, you know, because I'd get along with this guy probably, guarantee you. But I know he's full of it. He's full of it. It's all freaking image to keep his ass in power in Russia. And, you know, it's a cult leadership. That's exactly. But, you know, if you're talking about people giving up their own free will, people give up their own free will as soon as they worship a leader. Oh, yeah, he's just, I'll do it. I'll jump on a grenade for him, you know. Hey, go ahead. You're stupid, you know. I don't know why you do that, right? So, I have to say, you know, mind control has been there way before the technology's been around. Mind uploading's always been there, too. I mean, they do it through even music. Even through music. Through sounds. Through symbols. Through repeating slogans. What the hell do you think the Nazis did with their freaking stupid slogans? They repeat them over and over and over again. I think it was Goebbels or some crap like that, or one of those guys, a propagandist. Hey, you say it enough times, they'll believe it. Just keep saying it, even if it's stupid. Just simple. Just, you know, it's even like how do politics get elected? You know, they just make a little slogan, you know, with their name, you know. So, I mean, mind uploading and mind control has been around way before computers. Problem is, people give up their free will. I don't know why they do this. I am vehemently against that. I'm not against religion at all, really, per se, in a true spiritual sense, because I realize, you know, the truth. But, you know, if you want to believe that, you know, everything was a Big Bang Theory, I'm not going to argue with you. Do what the hell you want. I don't give a shit. Do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to think. You know, if you disagree with me on something, fine. But just don't tell me what to do, you know. I'm not going to tell you what to do either. That's about the way it is. But, you know, I'm not like anti-religious, but I'd say I'm more anti-form of religion. Usually the guys, the higher up they go, the worse they are. And that's the same way in politics. The higher up they are, usually the worse they are. Because, you know, they played a lot of games to get in those positions. So that's why I don't worship none of these guys. And I get annoyed when people worship them and they telling me I should worship them too. I'm like, get the hell out of here. I'm not doing that. Because that's part of freaking taking part of your mind and replacing it with they're bullshit. That's really what it is. And but it looks like in the future. Actually, I'm going to tell you this: all technology has a good and bad side. I don't really say that this is a bad thing if they had it where there's nanobots that you could have in your brain that accentuate your thoughts and speed of thought, even your motivation to say you don't have any will to work out or certain a day or walk 100 miles or something or whatever you want to try to accomplish, climb a mountain, whatever, get something done. And this helps you get over the situation. I don't have no problem with that. I have a problem with it is when they have an elite group have this technology, then they jam it on everybody else to screw them over. So this technology itself is not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily evil at all. It's no more evil than when a calculator came out in the 70s, I mean, that's all it is. It's only when it's used to control people, and it's a small group of people doing it, and they're trying to exercise their will over your free will. But, it's a mixed bag because they don't know what they're dealing with, and a lot of times they outsmart themselves. So, as far as the immortality backup deal, I doubt it. It's like more than likely our spirit or whatever it is goes someplace. And, this has been a theme throughout culture for many, many different cultures, not just like Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or Buddha, whatever. It's been around. So a lot of people do believe in immortality of something within us, the spirit. So, I don't know why you would even want to back up the the actual thoughts of the person's brain into a computer. I mean, I don't think that would actually be the person. That would just be a collection of recorded data. That's all that would be. That would not be the person. The person, if they died, they would be dead anyway. So I don't think this immortality backup really exists. It's almost as if they got more refined with this technology and they had an immortality backup of a brain, it would almost be like, I don't know, on the movies, who was a famous actor, Clark Gable, and you got all the movies with Clark Gable. Well, you could say that's an immortality backup of Clark Gable because we got all the movies of Clark Gable, right? Everywhere. And say you just multiplied that times a billion, and you had that much more or John Wayne movies or whatever the hell it is, or MMM, whatever he was, He was MMM, right? John Wayne was MMM. So, I mean, but the person is still gone, You might have a better backup of their life, but that is not going to be them. So I think this immortality backup stuff is really impossible. But then again, I don't really think people totally die in a true sense. Their innate essence is still someplace in the universe and imprinted someplace. I don't understand it, and nobody else does. And you don't need to give loads of money to somebody that says they have all the answers either. I don't like that stuff, man. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you, that's my biggest beef with religion, man. That's one of the biggest scams going, man. Those are the guys that mostly don't want to pick up a wrench or a sander or a shovel or anything like that. They go out and preach. I don't like those guys, to tell you the truth. But they're going to be the ones freaking out about this technology. I don't think it's necessarily bad or good, but it definitely is coming our way. And I don't think it's going to be... It's got an evil side to it, but it's got a good side to it, just like all technology. So, and if you're freaking out about it, like I says, we've had mind control, we had mind uploading for a long time through political cult leaders, religious leaders, former religion. We've had that for thousands of years. This is just a new twist on it, and that's all it is. And it looks like it's coming our way, but I really don't think it's such a damn bad thing. But if the government told me I had to go upload something, I said, get the hell out of here, yo-yos. I ain't doing that. I'll upload uh, data on whatever I want to upload data on. You're gonna tell me what to upload data on. Get the hell out of here. That's the way I look at it. So it's good as long as you still have your free will to do whatever you want.